Today we're going to be redoing a chair of a Western style. This chair right here. We're going to make it look pretty and give it a skull and arrow look with stencils, and we're going to use the colors pink and brown. With the color Layered Chocolate, it is a deep brown, it is beautiful, and we're going to give this chair 2 coats of that before we add anything else on. So now it's time to add the petticoat pink. This is a really pretty soft pink, and I'm going to use this spackling knife thingy here, and this is how I'm going to apply it to the chair, because I want the chair to look like it's had layers of paint and this paint coming off of it, and it's chippy and just a really rustic chair. So I'm going to alternate with the pink, and actually in a little bit you'll see that I'm also going to add brown on top of the pink, because my whole goal is to make it look like it has layers of paint, and eventually I'll introduce some other colors just a little bit here and there. So now I'm using old 57 to put on this stencil from Jamie Ray Vintage, and it's a skull with these pretty flowers, and it has arrows which I'm going to put towards on the back of the chair. So you really should use a stencil brush, but I tend to start with one brush and I keep going with the same brush for all the colors. So you should also tape your stencil down. Okay, so I don't follow any of the rules, but you can. So I'm just gonna lightly get some of that new color that I'm putting on here and just gently put it on top of the stencil. If I find that it gets a little mucky underneath, where it's all like, you know, together and not a clean cut, that's okay, because I want this chair to be rustic looking anyway. But you can always sand your stencil once it's dry, not your stencil, but what you stenciled onto your piece, and so it comes out more clear and more defined. At the last minute, I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of brightness, so I'm using one of the Bohemian Bright colors from Debbie's Design Diary, and I'm just gonna plop on some of this pink onto the bouquet that's on the skull's floral crown. So now it's just time to take a sanding block or some sanding paper and just sand the chair in different areas. Usually I try to go for areas where it would naturally be worn with the paint coming off, so it makes it look more natural. But anyway, sanding the paint off, not completely off, it's just going to make it look like it's that much of an older chair. Besides the sanding block or a sandpaper, you can also use baby wipes, and I alternated with wet baby wipes and a sanding block to distress this chair further. So the very last thing to do is to seal it. I'm going to use some clear wax and some dark and decrepit, because when you mix these two together, it's just going to give it that like older look in certain areas. I won't put the dark and decrepit dust everywhere, but just in certain areas to make it a little bit darker. So the chair, I don't want it to be all even toned. Again, I want this to look like a really old chair that's seen better days, in a way, if that even makes sense. So yeah, Usually I wouldn't wax the chair, I would use a different sealant, but I'm going to use wax here because I do want to use the dark and decrepit. But here's the thing, once this wax is dry, if you wanted to seal it with any other kind of sealant, a liquid sealant from DIY paints, you could totally do that. It's not going to be a problem. I know you're not supposed to do anything once you wax stuff, but I've done it and I'm still here. Nothing blew up. It's all good. I'm telling you, it's all good.